Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left.
There you are, standing face to face with an eldritch being that is flooding your mind with the secrets of the universe. Past, present, future, all come to you in a wave of information your brain cannot contain. But after you shut down your computer, you realize that with the information given to you, you have to go back and blur the entity out for the safety of the 4.6 million people watching the video of you, knowing he will show up in. Not only did you have to go back and re-expose yourself to the infinite knowledge this thing shoves into your brain, but tank the information of the gods twice is a feat no normal man can withstand. Unrealistic, some of you may say. Well, that's exactly what D3rlord had to go through to keep us all from seeing the horrors behind that golden door at the crossroads. In the ARG Searching for a World That Doesn't Exist, we follow a now confirmed different player from Avery the Mayo, D3rlord3. D3rlord was the original owner of the laptop Avery has been playing on and was the sole survivor of witnessing the horrors that was behind the Golden Gate. But what was behind the Golden Door? What was so terrifying that made one of the coldest, smartest, and most badass players of Minecraft quiver at the sight of it? In today's cult meeting, we are going to be talking about the secrets that laid behind those golden doors, what D3rlord was trying to warn not just Avery, but all of us. And power scale, how strong D3rlord actually is. Because you need to understand, the human mind was not built to withstand the information that was given to him. Now, before we get into power scaling, we must answer the question on everyone's mind if it wasn't already answered by the time this video goes up. What was behind the Golden Gate? The King in Yellow was the original creepypasta that was passed around, but in book form. Written by Robert W. Chambers, this collection of stories predates Lovecraftian horror by about 20 years. Meaning the King in Yellow was the original Lovecraftian horror entity that fueled a generation of pure cosmic horror. But what is he? The King in Yellow is actually a play inside of a book. This play is actually banned due to the number of people going mad after having witnessed it. The collection of stories become a 5-act of a bigger story that leads to the king's eventual reveal. Though the king was never mentioned directly, his presence was basically felt all throughout. From what I found, he is described to be wearing tattered yellow robes, his face hidden behind a pale mask, and he's most likely a god, a king, or an avatar of a cosmic entity. Often associated with Hastur, his presence causes decay, insanity, and corruption wherever he manifests. Now, if you're very familiar with what he does, then stick around to the video and we're going to be drawing comparisons to an already existing Lovecraftian horror that we all know and love. Giving the king this mysterious aura surrounding him, a benevolent being observing from a quiet distance, only choosing to reveal himself if he deems that person worthy. It is said that if a person were to lay eyes on the king, he would be flooded with the information of the universe. Everything that is known, unknown, past, present, future, everything that happened and will happen, all fed into that person's brain all at once. The human mind is not built to hold that much information, let alone being able to see and remember everything that happened and is about to happen. Now, these effects mirror the maddening aura of the Dark Lord himself, Cthulhu. But you have to consider the fact that the King in Yellow came 20 years before Cthulhu ever graced our books with his cosmic horror. Meaning that our squid kaiju cosmic horror god is actually just an avatar of the Yellow King. This really could go either way, being the king in yellow could be the avatar of the sleeping cosmic horror at the bottom of the sea, and the effects that he outputs is but a fraction of what Cthulhu actually outputs, but I would like to believe the former over the latter. Think about it. What if the cosmic Lovecraftian horror god from the bottom of the sea is actually just a precursor to the one above it all? What if Cthulhu is actually just the avatar that enacts the will of the King in Yellow? I'd like to believe that both of these entities are cut from the same cloth, but the King in Yellow would most likely be higher up compared to Cthulhu, because let's be real, he was the original. Now, the King in Yellow in and of himself deserves their own video, but I'd bet that by the time this video goes live, there's probably hundreds of videos discussing the King in Yellow and what its origins actually is more in depth. So I'll just hold on that thought, but now that we know that exactly what we're dealing with, now we can move on to what y'all actually came here for.
Something is here.
D3rlord has been praised for being one of the smartest MCs in an ARG. Some have broken down how he moves and theorizes that he's actually an OG Minecraft player, turning left wherever he's exploring so he could find his way back home easier. But we're not here to talk about how he moves. We're here to talk about how strong this man actually is, his mind specifically. Most people are going to be talking about how smart he is from setting up traps for the King in Yellow to prove that he's actually being watched, but throughout the entire ARG, the King in Yellow and D3rlord have been going toe-to-toe with each other, seeing who would break first. Or so we thought. D3rlord was setting up traps to prove the presence of this entity, figuring out the puzzles that were set for him only to break through them with the tools in his inventory, because again, he is fully aware that this is still a game and damn sure is going to play it like it was intended. Exploring the ruins of the world, solving puzzles on his way, we see how smart this dude actually is. But let's fast forward just a little bit to the part that has the internet up in flames. After coming across a golden door, he turns the corner, only to see the King in Yellow appearing before him. After spending nearly an hour or two going through this world proving that there was an entity in this game and finally coming face to face with it, D3rlord, the dude that was standing on business the entire duration of the video, turns around and runs in absolute fear. This is a given because again, with the information that was flooding his brain at the sight of the king, the first thing he does is go to the opposite direction and he returns to the starting point we all saw Avery at. We all know the gist as the warning Avery of this whole thing and leaving the code of the Google Drive in the notebook. But before moving on, we can now actually discuss how strong D3rlord's mind is, because how strong do you need to be to not only tank the information of the universe once, but twice? Think about it. The censor bar in the video was put there by D3rlord. He had to go back and watch the footage and censor the King in Yellow for not just Avery's sake, but for our sake. This man took one of the most agonizing migraines in the history of headaches for the greater good of the millions that watched the ARG. His brain must have been overloaded to the point of no return. When it came to keeping it together to edit the clip, upload it to the Google Drive, and leave, leading to his stuff being stored in a storage unit after going missing, or ultimately taking his own life. The amount of information this man was taking in and still had enough control of himself to do all of this is ungodly.
D3rlord not only took 2 hits of pure information being flooded into his brain, but being able to contain this information just enough for you to pull up Premiere Pro and censor the King in Yellow, and having to tank the information again and still have enough brain cells to upload it to the Google Drive that was basically hidden in Minecraft is absolutely insane work. Let me bring you back down to the cult meeting, alright? The universe is an infinite space of possibility. Billions upon trillions of lives out there just doing what they're doing. It's so big that we've barely scratched the surface of the universe in and of itself, let alone our own galaxy. Time, on the other hand, depending on how you look at it, isn't just a linear path. It is a sub-branching path that diverts into different branches where choices were made. There could be a timeline where you made one choice instead of another, and another, and another, and the list goes on. The King in Yellow wasn't just showing D3rlord our timeline and our universe. I need you to remember my wording. He was showing D3rlord the secrets of the universe. Meaning, he not only showed him what lies beyond our world, but he also showed D3rlord its secrets. Multiple timelines branching from our own, different ones, the infinite universes and parallel Earths out there in the cosmos, heavens, hell, everything that is divine was shoved into this Minecraft player's brain, all in a wave of information. This is the reason why most people go insane when they're exposed to the King in Yellow. Oh, but D3rlord? Nah, D3rlord took all of this information, was consumed by pure dread, and wrote a warning to Avery and left it in a chest at the start of the ARG. But did he stop there? Nah, he took the information again when he decided to censor the video and upload it to the Google Drive. He could have just left it alone and he could have just died with that information, but nope. He chose to endure it one more time for not just the safety of Avery the male, but the safety of the millions of people watching this ARG. Hell, he probably even saw me writing about him, knowing what D3rlord had to endure twice with the information that he had, his willpower to fight off a migraine that he most likely had while doing all of this, only to have it double and given to the next person in his brain after editing the footage, is something no mortal being can withstand. He came face to face with the King in Yellow and took all of the information that was given to him and used it to his advantage. Because the King in Yellow thought this would become his second coming. Of all of the games that were made, all of the open worlds he could have shown up in, why Minecraft? I'll tell you why. Minecraft is one of the biggest games in the world, and he knows damn well how entertaining these ARGs actually are. Back then, what were the main sources of entertainment? Books. Everything evolves while time goes on. Even the methods of entertainment do. The king saw an opportunity to remind the world that there are still cosmic beings out there in the world that are laying dormant, just waiting for the perfect time to reveal themselves, and the King in Yellow saw a new platform to let his presence be known. He knew Avery and D3rlord would find him, and he knew that this would spread the word out into the people. D3rlord was simply a messenger. He was a pawn, a cog in a machine that the king has foreseen, warning us about his presence and how real he actually is. It doesn't matter where he appears or how he does it. It doesn't matter where and when he decides to reemerge and let himself be known. All that matters is the King in Yellow won either way. We didn't need to see him because we are not worthy of seeing him yet.
He doesn't want us to see him. He wants us to know that his presence is all he needs. And that's why he revealed himself to D3rlord. He saw how smart this man actually was and how he was moving in the ARG. He saw into the future and knew D3rlord was the perfect candidate to let everyone know of his presence. He knew that D3rlord had a mind so strong he could survive the information that would be given to him twice, ultimately leading him to upload the censored video to a G drive folder. It later being discovered by Avery and later going viral on the internet because of Wi-Fi's. He won. We know what lays behind those doors because of this ARG, and this is his will. This viral ARG is just a way for the King in Yellow to remind us that there are still beings out there observing from a distance. And at any time, they can take back what they believe is absolute and total control over the world as we know it. But hey, that's just a theory. Again. But that's all I got for you in today's episode. What are your thoughts? I personally think the King in Yellow can suck it, because this cult serves only one lord, and he for damn sure doesn't wear yellow. But let me know down in the comments what you think. At the time of writing this, we're like fast approaching 10k subs. I got something special planned out for that, but if you'd like to support the channel even more, be sure to check out our coffee to have your name in the after credits. But if you enjoy this kind of content, leaving a like would be amazing as it gets the video out there, and subscribing will help the channel grow as we are growers and not showers. That's all from me, boy. I hope you have a wonderful day, and in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.